Hey, welcome back to WallyWorkshop.com. Today we're going to be putting Fireline on a spinning reel. And a commonly asked question is, do we use backer line on it? And yes, we do, because Fireline is very expensive, and putting a little bit of monofilament on your spinning reel will save on the cost of Fireline. And the first thing we do when we put a backer on is we go ahead and tie a knot, just a regular square knot on the end of the mono, just like this. And then I just do a slip knot, like that, and around. Now I snip the end here, and I've got kind of a noose. You can kind of see it going up and back here. Slide it over the spool here, and just pull it tight right there. We're going to run the monofilament on the spinning rod here, or spinning reel. And notice I'm going to run the line through my pointing finger and my thumb to keep it tight. So you wind that really tight. And I also put it just through the first eye. You don't have to run it all the way through the whole fishing rod. Put it up there. You only want to leave, the Fireline I'm putting on is 8/3. So that's a pretty thin Fireline. So you don't want to, believe it or not, the Fireline is not going to take up that much room. So I'm going to probably leave, about an 1/8 inch or so right there. Okay, now that we have our backer line on here, what I'm going to do is cut this mono, and then I'm going to keep it only through the first eye here. And what I'm going to do is tie 2 fisherman's knots, because sometimes you do get to this knot, and you want to take a little bit of time to tie this knot right here. And basically it's just 2 fisherman's knots put together and cinch them down. Okay, basically these 2 knots are 2 fisherman's knots. And before I'm going to cinch them down, I'm going to get it a little wet so it slides easier, especially for the monofilament, not so much for the Fireline. So just wet it down like that. Okay, I wetted it down. I'm going to pull the mono in there, kind of ease them in there and pull the tag line a little bit. Kind of just do that up and back. You got these 2 tag ends here. Pretty strong. You shouldn't get down to this when you're fishing, so. Okay, there's our little knot there. Now what we're going to do is spool this Fireline up. And one thing I always thought from Berkley was that they always put the label always on the one side of the spool. But believe it or not, this label does not always go on the right side of the spool. It could be on the other side. So when you're reeling your Fireline up onto the reel, what you need to do is watch for curlies, especially when you're loading up a rod with monofilament. Not so much with Fireline, but just kind of keep an eye on it. Stop a little halfway through, pull the line up and drop it to the table. And if it doesn't snarl up right here, you're good to go. Label up. And what I usually do is, on this particular spool, is I'll mark label up on this spool. And it helps me for the next time. I don't have to, guess. So I'm going to load this up here. Make sure you have your fingers, keeping that tight right here. As tight as you can hold your fingers there without burning them off. And that's pretty full right there. Okay, we're spooled up here. I ran it through the rest of the eyes. What I did is I just tied a little loop knot right here. And what I'm going to do is just hook it right on the handle here. So when I'm on the water the next time, what I'm going to do is actually cut this loop knot off, and I'm going to run it out in the water. I'm behind the boat as I'm just idling along, and I'm going to run it right to the monofilament, and then reel it in, and again, put your fingers right here and reel it in. And what that's going to do is wind this Fireline like twice as tight as it is right now. All right, so we have our spinning reel loaded up with Fireline here. I've got probably about 8 more rods to do before we head out to Casca for our championship for AIM. I was up in Lake of the Woods, and I just got my stuff really tore up by all the fish we were catching. We were catching over 100 fish a day, but anyways, I'm going to be busy doing this next week, getting ready for the tournament, and thanks for watching. WallyWorkshop.com. We'll see you next time, and thanks.